I keep thinking you'll come back to me.
But yes.
You know what's not cool though?
Go on then. Tell me more.
Wrong.
You know what's not cool? The taxes and fees that we have to pay for international travel.
Yo, that segue was wow, yo.
I'm in the pocket. So yeah.
Oh shit.
There's currently a campaign hashtag less taxes, more CARICOM travel going on in the Caribbean between the islands, at least on social media it is, for a reduction in government taxes and fees on interregional Caribbean travel. Currently to go from Trinidad to one of the other Caribbean islands, you're paying for the price of your ticket, and then taxes and fees all come up to also the price of your ticket. Sometimes a little bit more than your ticket. So you're basically buying two tickets, right? Unfortunately, the this thing on change.org, we'll put the link in the description down below. It should be signed by the time this episode drops, because they have currently 7,288 signatures, and they need 7,500. But yeah, taxes and fees are super high, and it very much ruins the ability for individuals to travel between countries, to even visit countries on vacation or to visit family or whatever. I can go from here to Miami cheaper than I can go from here to Barbados.
Wow.
Yeah. And Barbados is like swimming distance.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
How is that okay?
Maybe, but I'll leave you to start, because this is more your territory as well.
I mean, on average, you're paying an added 54% on top of your ticket. So
wow. I'm just thinking. I'm sure this is what also would impact like tourism and stuff, because if you're telling me I gotta pay an extra this just to come and see a country, fuck out of here.
Yeah, imagine how much business is not being done by small businesses, entrepreneurs and whatnot. So imagine how much business is not being done by not being able to travel between the countries, for one, and how much tourism, as you said, is not being shared. Because I would love to be able to say, hey guys, let's go Barbados for the weekend, or let's go, Grenada or Guyana or whatever for the weekend. Let's go Jamaica for the weekend and come back.
That's a big note. That's a big note there. When you're telling me I'm gonna buy 2 tickets, that's a big note.
Exactly. I should be able to, just as easy as I'm able to go to Tobago, be able to go to the other countries.
Agreed. Because you know what? And when you travel there, you're funding their country. You should not be funding like 3 times just to consider going there. Burn that.
Interregional travel right now, and as far as I know, there are no ferries that take you from Trinidad to another Caribbean island.
Do you need a passport?
No, I think we're free.
Some countries you do need a visa, and to go to some country and to go to every other country you do need a passport. You cannot use your ID for whatever reason, even though it's supposed to be a CARICOM region.
I thought so. I was about to ask that question. That's what I remember. So if you're part of the CARICOM, it was just like, yo, just grab your passport and go. No.
This is the thing. You can grab your passport and go. What I'm saying is they don't use the ID card.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I've lived outside or whatever. But I feel like it should be as simple as crossing a border.
Agreed.
Between states.
Agreed. For the Caribbean, at least. Just for the Caribbean.
Yeah, for the Caribbean. For the Caribbean.
In the EU, I swear I heard, I may be wrong, but can correct me. In the EU, you can use your ID. Yeah. In some countries, you can use your ID.
Yeah, there's a European ID thing that you can use.
You have to use a passport. You already use your ID.
Yeah, so you don't have to use a passport. This is just any bit of any area where countries are close together should be forming an economic community and should just be benefiting off of it straight up. That was the whole purpose of the EU, which we're about to relinquish, but that's another story for another time. I'm also African, so I know about ECOWAS, which is like I can't remember what it stands for, but it's something of West African states or whatever it is, and it's all about a group of countries that are close together just benefiting off of the fact that they're close together. And this should be exactly the same as it is in the Caribbean. That's just from an outsider looking in. Like, it should be freedom of travel, reduced taxes, benefit in trade. All of this stuff should be cheaper to all of the people within the Caribbean as opposed to how people outside of the Caribbean. That's just the way it should be. And the biggest thing is the business. Like, especially if you got something like that you're trying to build, like a shipping business, which most small business people try to do when it comes to other countries. The easiest way to do it is if the country just benefits you for being able to do that every single time. Like, these ferries and these planes should be cheaper if you belong to that region. It's like the most obvious thing you can do as part of a community of countries.
Exactly.
So it baffles me that it's not like that. It really does baffle me.
It doesn't benefit anybody if they keep like you said. It doesn't benefit anyone if these prices are like this. Because I'm thinking, if it's how much it's gonna cost Nego to get a ticket from here to Jamaica or whatever? Like, what is even if it's TTU US? What are you looking at? Give or take.
I know.
Throw me a figure out there. Just throw me a random figure.
Let me see.
I'll continue in the meantime.
Because, like, what are you doing? You're going, like, you're not even going the like, if you took the length of Trinidad and Tobago, you're not even going further than that to get to some of these countries.
Yo, Venezuela's right there, yo. Like, I can see it from where I live. I can see it.
So why on earth they're doing that? It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird.
Corruption, I guess, maybe, and just people just out for themselves instead of trying to. Even if you're out for yourself, you should all be thinking of making money. And I think if you had joined up everything, you can make money.
Yeah, you
can make money. And I think the opportunities for skilled people and stuff to travel, like if you have a hard life, let's say for example let's say you have a hard life in Grenada, like stupidly hard, the opportunity to start over in the next country is there. It's there. It should be there. We go over, maybe you have a skill or something that the next country might want to use for you. The opportunity is there. You don't know where you're going to be. Like if you're a doctor, unless you're Trinidadese doctors, jump on a ferry, come over, you get a job.
Imagine these places where it's like, you could literally work from another country within that region. Because I imagine some of these flights might not even take more than 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And like you could do a 4-day week, and if you're a specialist at something, and that's made more possible because you can save money on all of these traveling costs. And it's not just the travel that you incur; it's all of the admin fees of having to deal with all of this. Where it should just be, oh, here's my card, let me through. Like,
yep.
All of this restriction, and I say quote unquote restriction because most of it's just bullshit. Should be for countries that you don't have trade agreements with.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you should be enforcing that. But
and imagine if you had like ferries and stuff, and you have localized airplanes and stuff to deal with quick transport and stuff. You could probably have people living in Trinidad but working for Grenada and stuff. And like you say, you fly over there on a Monday, you fly back Thursday night, but you're still working if you need to, whatever. Or you only fly over there when you need to, but you're working from home, I guess, and stuff. But the job still gets done. Whenever they need you, it's all right, cool, we need to see you on Friday. You fly over Wednesday night or whatever, prep yourself, and you're at work. Can be done, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's a sad state if that's the case.
For real?
Yeah.
Nigo?
You got an answer for us? Or
you're looking at about $2,000.
You might as well just keep looking, Nigo, because I paid $2,000 to go to Jamaica. Behave.
Exactly.
Yes.
No.
Exactly.
Could you rent a boat and just get it for less? Just drive to a beach. I'm just confirming.
Probably you could get like one of them mini motor-powered boats. Just risk it all, man. This was probably better than spending $2,000.
$2,000, yo. If they catch me and send me back, I still pay less than $2,000, Nigo. If they catch me trying to land in the country, Nigo, I still pay less than $2,000.
So how does the council work? Is it like the EU where you have representatives for your country and then get voted in, or
what's that?
Something else? Like, how does because you said what was it, CARICOM?
CARICOM, yeah.
Yeah, is it like something where you vote the people that represent you in, or is it different?
For CARICOM, no, I think your prime minister and your president represents you, because in the Caribbean we go with prime ministers.
Okay.
Or presidents just sign up on laws or whatever. But as far as I know, I could be wrong. I'm not too granular with the inner workings of our governmental system. But yeah, I mean, you're paying close to $2,000 and change
Just for Jamaica.
just for Jamaica. That's on a 1 hour flight. Not even a whole hour flight.
Wow. Can you pay a grand to go to Wales?
It takes me longer than that to get to where I work right now, and it only cost me £18.
That's what 2 hours, sorry. 2 hours, 3 hours, a 3 hour flight.
Even if it's 3 hours, Ken, it
Even
costs
3
what?
hours.
2 hours. It's 2 hours 50 minutes to France by train, and that costs me if I book it in advance. Costs me £70, £100.
No, less than that. It's less than that. £30. We can do a £30 if we book one in May. £30.
There you go.
This is US dollars, eh?
Wait, I thought it was TT.
Nope.
2,000 to Jamaica. No, I really thought it was TT.
That's what I was thinking for a second.
So wait, 2,000 times 6. I'm assuming it's 6, right? So times 6. 2,000 times 6.
Something.
That's 12,000 TT just to go to Jamaica.
So it's life.
So and that's before I even spend money to find accommodation,
You
to
know
buy
the way
a
around
food,
this.
to buy any curry go to anything.
You
12,000.
around this. You gotta buy a connecting flight from somewhere to the Caribbean to another Caribbean country because that will cost less. And then you just skip the original flight. So say you book it from UK to Trinidad and to Jamaica. You skip the one that goes from the UK to Trinidad and you just hop on the connecting flight that goes to Jamaica. Guarantee you that will be cheaper than buying a direct flight.
Risk it all. Get into that risk it all mode, me.
Right?
When the system doesn't benefit you, you gotta beat the system.
Get you like that guy.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be more beneficial and a better use of everyone's time to have them change the way the system works.
True, very, very true.
I'll sign this petition. I'm not there right now, but I'm signing this petition for you guys. You got my signature. You got my signature.
I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the description. So everyone, if you hear it, check the description. Check that link out. Go sign a petition, man. Read it, understand it, get some more clarity because we certainly did not give you fucking clarity.
Yeah, for real.
But go sign that shit anyway, so we can travel to other countries, guys. Come on, Trinidad represent.
Ken's gonna be that guy they go for in America who tried to run onto the tarmac and take off on a plane. More like cheaper flights. Cheaper flights.
Yo,
Just chain yourself to the wheel.
Someone from either Sri Lanka or Pakistan, one of those countries, man. From one of those countries tried to run out of the Trinidad airport. Like they were I don't know if they were captured or if they were being deported or what. But a video came out of this person literally trying to run out of the airport.
You never run.
Yeah, you never run.
You can walk, you can saunter, but you never run.
Yeah.
If you run, you are suspicious as hell.
Homie
In an
made
airport.
a brave decision. He got caught.
Okay, I thought I was gonna say, did you get shot or they try and get arrested? Because I know in some countries you don't get that option of how they arrest you. They just be like, stop. You don't stop. They see one sniper, a flashlight from the top of the roof. Down you go.
But I don't know what happened with that story. I mean, Trinidad media has a way of hiding stories whenever something important is to be found out from it. Like, I mean, that whole buck thing came out and everybody was talking about it. Hell, we spoke about it people were speaking about it for like weeks. So what was really going on that we weren't seeing that they were hiding from us with the buck nonsense, right? Because no news day is ever that slow. Come on.
Yep.
So I don't know where that story went. I didn't really hear anything else about it. We just got